Hi, Lauren. How are you doing today?
I'm alright.
You're doing all right?
Yeah.
So I know you've had a lot going on in this past week. Last week when we talked about how I was maybe going to have to talk with your mom and some people at my job about you driving in the car with your sister. Do you remember talking about that?
Yes.
So I did get a chance to talk with your mom this past week, and I think you know.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I did. How do you feel about that?
It's kind of weird.
It's weird. Why do you feel like it's weird?
Because it's kind of like, are we in trouble?
What do you mean?
Because, you talked to my mom about what my sister did, so
Mhm.
are we in trouble?
Are you in trouble or
Yes.
is your family in trouble?
My family in trouble?
No, you guys aren't in trouble. I think the conversation with your mom was really good, and I got to learn a lot about her and about what your family's like, and I got to hear some of the things that you were telling me from a different perspective. So that's really helpful for me so that I can do my job well, to be able to understand all the different things that are going on. So because you're, just a kid, there are some things that your mom was able to tell me that maybe you didn't necessarily understand. And so in talking to her, we were able to make some decisions, and I know they might be hard in the beginning, but I think that they'll be helpful going forward. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you're not in trouble. I'm not mad at you. Your mom's not mad at you. Nobody's mad.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to try to make some changes so that things can progress in your life.
Okay.
So I know when I spoke with your mom, she is going to. So you know how your dad, she wanted me to talk to you about this because she wasn't going to get a chance to. So can I ask you, where are you staying right now?
I'm staying at my aunt's house.
At your aunt's house? Okay. And how is that?
It's fun. I love my cousins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things do you do?
We color, we play video games, we sleep.
Mm-hmm.
We eat a lot of food.
Eat a lot of food?
Yeah, play outside.
Yeah. So you like staying there?
Yes.
And how are you feeling without having your mom there?
It's hard not seeing her around there.
Mm-hmm.
But,
what makes it so hard?
because I'm so used to seeing her around, so now that she's not around, it's harder.
Do you think it's hard because you miss her?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else that makes it hard besides missing her?
Just I'm so used to my house when I have to go to a different house, so that's the
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Changing houses, that can be hard. So you're staying with your aunt now. I know your mom wasn't able to give you a ton of details before she left, but when her and I talked, she really wanted me to tell you just a couple of things. So you know how your dad is away right now. So it's been really, you know how you've been feeling that your mom is distant and you're having a hard time with that? She wants you to know that she really, and I really believe her when she says she really does want to take care of you, and she wants you to feel close with her and like she's there for you, and that's her goal. But because when someone goes through something so hard, like having her husband leave, it can be difficult. And so because she's struggling with that, it's been hard for her to be a mom to you guys. So she is actually, you know how we meet and talk every week. So she's going somewhere and she's talking with people, but she gets to go and talk to them every day. So she's trying to work through some of the things that she was having a hard time with, and she's trying to make it so that you guys have a better life, so that when you go back to your mom, things are better. So, your water is going to work at your house so you can take showers, and you guys are going to have healthier foods, and hopefully your mom is going to have a job so that she can get you the things that you need, and maybe you can get involved in gymnastics or other things. So she's trying to make some really big improvements in her life, which is going to make improvements in your life. So she just wants you to know, and I want you to know, that this might be difficult, but it's for your best interest, and it's just temporary. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Do you have any other questions about what's going on with that?
No.
No? How are things with your brother at your aunt's house? Are you guys getting along, or?
Yeah, he's calmed down a little bit.
He's calmed down?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by calm down?
He doesn't get as angry.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think is different that makes him not get angry? Are you guys doing anything differently that would change that?
No, not really. I don't know. I just seen a little bit of changes.
Okay. That's good. So, things are good with your aunt. Now, I want to make sure that you know that if things ever weren't good at your aunt's house or there were ever anything going on, and I know you don't have your mom right now to be able to talk to, but my door is always open. I'm always here during school, and you can always stop by and let me know. And we will do whatever we can to make sure that we're helping you through these next few weeks while your mom's not here. Does that make sense? So then the next thing I wanted to talk to you about was school. So I got to talk to your teacher this past week because you know how me and your teacher talked in the beginning, and that's kind of how we got to talk. So I just wanted to check in with her and see how things were going, and she said that you had been doing really well, and why?
No.
Stop. She said that you were doing really well, but she does have a little bit of concern that maybe things haven't been going so well this past week at school since you've been at your aunt's house. So do you want to tell me a little bit about how your week went?
It was fine. I got into an argument with Bob.
With Bob.
He stole my crayons.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good week.
And what was the argument like?
He took my crayons without asking me.
And what did you do?
I yelled at him.
You yelled at him.
Yep.
And what made you feel like you needed to yell?
Because when he took my crayons, I just wanted to yell at him.
Now, do you think that's the best way to resolve it? Is that what you would
No.
normally do?
No.
So, what was different? Why did you react differently this time than you would before?
I don't know.
You don't know. Have you been angrier this week about other things or just about Bob?
This is Bob.
Yeah. So, did you and Bob get to make up? Are you guys
Yes.
good? Yeah.
Mhm.
And how did that go?
Went good.
What, you want to walk me through what happened?
Well, he basically came up to me and said, "Sorry for taking your crayons without asking." I'm like, "It's cool, Bob."
It's cool. Did you apologize for yelling at him?
No.
Do you think that's something that you should do?
Yes.
Yeah. And why do you think you should apologize?
Because that's not nice.
Okay. So you think that's something you can try to do this week?
Yes.
And so, what else is going on at school? One of the things she told me is that you haven't really been doing your homework, bringing your homework back to class. So, what you're usually, remember when we talked about all the great things about you that you really liked? One was that you were really neat and you were really good at keeping up with your schoolwork. So, what changed this week that you don't want to keep up with your
It's
schoolwork?
a different house, so I could get used to the routine. Different. Yeah.
And it's been difficult doing that. Does your aunt have homework time for you?
No.
No. So what is a way you think that you can make sure that you're getting your homework done even though you're staying at your aunt's house?
Instead of playing outside, I do my homework.
Mm-hmm. Is there a quiet place you can go to do your homework?
Yes.
Yeah, where's that?
Downstairs in the computer room.
In the computer room. So do you think you could go in the computer room after school, say after you have snack after school, and go do your homework and then play after that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think that's really important. I just want to make sure that even though things are kind of in between and they're a little bit different right now, that you're still able to do all the great things that you were able to do before everything was going on. And how have you been doing with your hygiene this past week?
It's gotten better because, the showers are better at my aunt's house.
Mm-hmm. And so things with friends, besides Bob, things with friends are getting better? Okay, good. So I just want to make sure that you be careful that you're not getting too angry with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
I know sometimes anger can be our first reaction, but sometimes it's good just to take a deep breath and think what maybe they're feeling before we make any decisions. And make sure that you're getting your homework done.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we talked about this past week, is there anything else you want to talk about this past week before we go to the next thing? No? Okay. So remember last week we added some new goals onto your list. So do you remember there were 3 of them? Do you remember what the goals were?
No.
So we were going to do some positive journaling
Mm-hmm.
because you had expressed to me that you were maybe feeling like you weren't good enough to keep your friends. So we were going to write down things that you really liked about yourself or nice things someone told you.
Mm-hmm.
Then you were going to try to eat a little bit healthier. so that you could become better at gymnastics and just be healthier overall. And you wanted to become closer with your family. So one of the things, becoming closer with your family, even though it may not feel like it right now, I think that's really going to be helpful when you get back with your mom, and you're going to see improvements with that. And that's not, I want you to know that that's not something that you will be able to control 100%, but your mom is making decisions so that that can happen. But the other two things I want to hear about, so positive journaling, were you able to do that?
Yes.
Do you want to share with me a couple things that people told you?
Yes.
Okay.
They said that I'm nice. They said that I'm really good at gymnastics and how I'm really good at color.
So how did you feel when those things happened?
I felt excited.
You felt excited.
Yeah.
That's cool. And so did you start feeling better about your friendships?
Yes.
You think that keeping that journal is something that... I think it's still going. Yep. Is something that you want to continue to do?
Yes.
All right, cool. And then the second thing was eating healthy. So how's that been going this week?
It's going a little. It's going better because my aunt has a lot of food.
Mm-hmm. And you were going to cut out some candy bars. So have you stopped eating candy bars so much?
Yes. My aunt likes to eat healthy.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's good. Well, it sounds like, besides just a couple things going on at school, that things are going a lot better. And you're feeling better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that doesn't feel good that you want to talk about? No? Okay.
What?
Why'd you laugh?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, so if there's nothing left to talk about, I can let you go. I just wanted to check in with you and make sure that, you were doing okay with all the things that were transitioning in your life. You're doing okay?
Yes.
All right. Then next week we'll be able to talk again, and just remember that you can always stop by my office if anything is hard or if you're having a hard time with your mom or any of those things.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right. I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.